This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. Right now, we're following a developing story out of Juneau County as deputies say 6 people have died in a house fire.
It happened around 2:30 yesterday morning. Officials received a call of a house fire near Necedah. When firefighters arrived, the house was fully engulfed in flames and 3 adults and 3 juveniles were still inside the home. Officials have not released the names of those 6 people. Deputies say that it appears the fire was an accident, but they are continuing to investigate. We'll have more on this story and reaction from neighbors coming up later in the show around 4:30. And the U.S. Supreme Court ended its term today with a landmark decision on presidential immunity. The decision has a direct impact on former President Trump's current legal troubles. In a 6-3 opinion, the Supreme Court ruled that former presidents have absolute immunity from prosecution for official acts related to their core constitutional powers. But the court said there is no immunity for official acts and unofficial acts and gave some guidance on how lower courts can draw that line.
For those things that are just within the president's ambit, absolute immunity. For official acts in general, at least presumptive immunity. For unofficial acts, no immunity.
In a scathing dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote about the potential dangers of this decision for U.S. democracy. The ruling affects Special Counsel Jack Smith's prosecution of Trump for election interference for his role in the January 6th assault on the U.S. Capitol. The case now goes back to the lower court, which will have to look at what acts are official and what are unofficial. And meanwhile, local lawmakers are reacting following that ruling. Democrat U.S. Representative Mark Pocan from Wisconsin says the current Supreme Court has become a wing of the Republican Party, doing its bidding to re-elect a convicted felon to the White House. Today's ruling throws 249 years of equal justice under the law out the window and makes the president a king above the law. The court is a disgrace and has put our democracy on the brink. Elections have consequences. This November, we must do whatever we can to save our democracy. And Republican Representative Tom Tiffany says today's SCOTUS ruling is a major blow for the Democrats' political lawfare against President Trump. Democrats should stop their political witch hunts and let the American people decide our elections at the ballot box.
Let's get a check on the weather now. Boy, it's a refreshing afternoon out there. A little crispness in the air, but some changes are on the way. Some rain to late tonight into tomorrow. Alex is out on the weather patio. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Susan. Yeah, I like how you said crispness yesterday, today. Hope you enjoyed the refreshing weather we had yesterday. Highs are right around 70 degrees. We're in the low to mid 70s. Pretty dry out across the area. We have some high, thin cirrus clouds above me here on the patio. Those high, thin cirrus clouds are a hint of things to come. As Susan was alluding to, we have rain on the way to southern Wisconsin. This is how much we can expect in some areas, according to Future Track, by 6 o'clock Wednesday morning. Widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain across southern Wisconsin. We'll be tracking thunderstorms coming up in Maine weather, and some of those thunderstorms could line up one after another, producing some locally heavier amounts. That's why we are tracking alert day conditions to develop overnight through Tuesday night, primarily for the heavy rain threat. I'll speak a little bit later in Maine weather as to why I think the strong storm chance is lower. Those showers are about 140 miles to the south and west of Madison, and Future Track keeping us dry all the way through the evening hours, but by the time I get into the wee hours of your Tuesday morning, those shower and storm chances will increase. And in Maine weather, we're going to track those storms hour by hour and also those rainfall totals that we can possibly expect.
All right, Alex, thank you. Alex will be looking at the 4th of July forecast in just a little while, but at this point it looks like it will be nice, and that means more people will be getting out on the water.
That's right. Our Ellie LaLiberte joins us with tips on how to stay safe while boating. Ellie?
Yeah, I'm out at Lake Winger right now, and don't worry, my life jacket isn't zipped up because we're actually on the dock right now. But the people I talked to today said that this is actually one of the best safety practices to use if you're planning on being out on the water. Now, according to the Department of Natural Resources, there were 28 boating fatalities last year. All but one were directly related to a lack of life jackets. To avoid any boating accidents, the DNR recommends to have a designated driver, use boating lights, be patient on congested waterways, and being mindful of high water.
Just be aware also with the high water, that changes the way that people should operate. They need to mitigate that risk. You've got added currents, you've got added debris in the water, and just really slow down and really be observant when you're operating your boat.
The DNR says on average there are 100 boating accidents a year, but being safety aware can help prevent them. Tonight at 5, I'll show you why one family is being safe on the water. Reporting at Lake Wingra, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, we will see you at 5. Thank you. Well, just in time, unfortunately, to crash your summer plans. Cases of COVID are on the rise across the country. Although individual cases are no longer being counted, the CDC says infections are growing or likely growing in 43 states, including Wisconsin. And the Wisconsin Department of Health Services says overall respiratory illnesses are low. However, COVID is increasing and spreading.
Virtually all of us have had some experience with COVID in the past, whether through infection or vaccination or both. So what we call our population immunity is much better. So there are fewer severe diseases.
Updated COVID vaccines will be available from Moderna, Novavax, and Pfizer later this year. The CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older should get vaccinated. The agency says last year, more than 75,000 Americans died from COVID and more than 900,000 were hospitalized.
Well, they say that Congress can be mystifying.
That actually became literal today as Congressman Mark Pocan toured a magic theater in Wisconsin Dells. Political reporter Will Keneally joined him and has more.
So Pocan was here celebrating the 25th anniversary of Rick Wilcox building a theater here in the Dells. And though you may think of the area as the water park capital of the world, Wilcox has made the city an entertainment destination as well.
I've known Rick for many years, since high school actually, but watched his career and watched the real success he's had up in the Dells. You know, it takes a lot to be the #1 event on TripAdvisor in all of the Dells with all the water parks and everything else going on. And I think, you know, this is great to recognize the great success they've had.
Now this comes as Wisconsin tourism continues to rebound from the pandemic, posting record-breaking years in the last 2 years. Now we'll have more on this coming up tonight at 5. Reporting from the Dells, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Looks like a magical story there to come up at 5.
Yes, we'll see you then.
Definitely. We'll head for the latest on the Category 4 hurricane that's hitting the Caribbean.
Plus, the verdict is in for the Boston woman accused of killing her boyfriend by hitting him with her car. We'll have the latest from the judge next at 4.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Imagine having a Medicare Advantage plan that can help cover costs for dental services or even groceries. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is offering special benefits called Essential Extras, available for Medicare Advantage plan members. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible to enroll today. Unsure if you're eligible? Our licensed insurance agents can help. Just call the number on your screen today. Medicare Advantage plans cover everything in original Medicare Parts A and B while offering coverage for additional benefits. With Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans, you could get no-cost essential extras you might not expect. These plans may include allowances for dental, vision, hearing, assistive devices, or even money for healthy groceries. That's not all, though. You could also get an allowance to help pay for utility costs like gas, electric, water, or sewer. It can even be used towards internet and cellular providers. Explore 2024 Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras in your zip code by calling today. If you're new to Medicare, have Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible. Essential extras could even include transportation to plan-approved destinations. But you won't get a plan with additional benefits automatically. You have to call to see if you're eligible to enroll. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is proud to offer these special no-cost Medicare Advantage plan benefits that help provide comfort and convenience to make everyday life easier. Don't miss out. Call Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield today to explore 2024 Medicare Advantage plans with essential extras. If you're new to Medicare, on Medicaid, or recently moved, you could be eligible.
Call 800-694-1143. 800-694-1143. That's 800-694-1143.
Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Your service is complete. I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
Those were the words from Judge Beverly Cannoni early this afternoon after jurors failed to come to a decision in the Karen Reed trial. Reed is accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend by hitting him with her SUV and leaving him in a snowstorm. She faced a second-degree murder and other charges in the death of Officer John O'Keefe, a 16-year member of the Boston Police Department who was found outside the home of another Boston police officer in January of 2022. An autopsy found O'Keefe died of hypothermia and blunt force trauma.
Steve Bannon, a former White House strategist for former President Donald Trump, reported to a federal prison in Danbury, Connecticut today. Bannon is beginning a 4-month sentence for defying a congressional subpoena in the January 6th investigation of the attack at the Capitol. A judge had allowed Bannon to stay free for nearly 2 years while he appealed, but ordered him to report to prison today after the Supreme Court rejected his last-minute appeal to stave off his sentence.
A dangerous Category 4 hurricane is barreling down on parts of the Caribbean. Hurricane Beryl regained strength over the weekend before making landfall near Grenada early today. Forecasters say there has never been a recorded Atlantic hurricane that became so powerful so early in the year. It's only July 1st, and it's still unclear if Beryl will pose a threat to the U.S. after it moves to other parts of the Caribbean and Mexico over the next few days.
Well, rain is on the way here locally. Isn't that right, Alex?
Yes, Armand and Susan, too. And also, we can track Hurricane Beryl right here from Wisconsin. We have our own rain woes on the way to southern Wisconsin. Hurricane Beryl, very concentric circle. When you see a hurricane that is in that perfect circular shape, that's usually a sign of a very strong hurricane. Category 4 storm winds right now at 150 miles per hour. Wind gusts approaching 200 miles per hour. The storm is expected to move off to the west. Good news is weather models are weakening that hurricane as it moves further west in the Caribbean. Again, we have alert day conditions for heavy rain. The strong storm threat is low, but because we've had recent flooding, because we have saturated soils, the First Run Weather Team really wants to highlight overnight tonight through Tuesday night for the increased chance of the potential for accelerated flooding conditions. Well, where's that water right now? It's out across portions of central Iowa. It's far away, but it will make its way to southern Wisconsin by the time we get to the wee hours of your Tuesday morning. Future track here across southern Wisconsin approaching 10, 11 o'clock. Nothing. As we head towards midnight, we may see a couple showers approaching the Mississippi River. Planning the next 12 hours, let's do some nice stuff first. Temperatures falling through the 70s into the 60s overnight tonight, with those shower chances increasing as we head towards 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the Madison area. So a rather nice evening ahead of a very wet and stormy pattern heading towards southern Wisconsin. 2 o'clock in the morning for Viroqua, Juneau, Adams counties. You could be looking at some showers and thunderstorms moving in as we progress further into the morning. Widespread showers and storms along I-39, widespread across all of southern Wisconsin. Just getting an update there as we head towards noon. That's when we may start to see a brief break across southern Wisconsin, and then more thunderstorms breaking out 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow tomorrow night, widespread across all of southern Wisconsin. If we get repeated storms over areas, which we call training of storms, we could be looking at, as I mentioned, some localized flood advisories. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of local flash flood warnings. Rain ends by the time we get to the Wednesday early wee hours of the morning. We're widespread 1, 2, 3 inch amounts of water. Could see a localized band here or there across southern Wisconsin. Hard to pinpoint those. Thunderstorms can be pretty difficult for weather models to resolve, but just note that we could be looking at some localized amounts greater than 3 inches in southern Wisconsin. Severe threat is low, likely owing to the clouds and the persistent shower and storm activity. So recap here, ongoing flooding and wet soils makes our area, southern Wisconsin, susceptible to more flooding with 1 to 3 inches of rain expected over the next 24 hours, and the severe weather threat is low. More rain chances, though, as we head out towards the 4th of July and again later in the weekend. Let's take a look at a couple of viewer photos here. Speaking of rain, here's the brighter side of that. It looks like we have a double rainbow. Got to look a little bit closely there. Thanks, Lisa from Mauston, sending us that photo. Look at this eerie scene here. Noel showing the lightning located in Verona. Had some reports and pictures of that red sky following those storms as we were looking at those storms late last week, Thursday and Friday. Here's another rainbow over the farm near Watertown and Johnson Creek. Thanks, Tara, for sending us that. And one more dancing lightning photo. That's pretty dramatic there. Thank you, Aaron, for sending us that weather photo. It's always great to be able to show those weather photos. Of course, I will underline when it is safe.
All right, Alex, thank you. Yeah, we love seeing those pictures. Pharmacists are sounding the alarm as more than 300 medicines, including treatments for the side effects of chemotherapy, are in short supply. Doctors say costs and resources are the issue. The Biden administration wants Congress to pass legislation to address it. Advocates from the nonprofit Angels for Change are putting pressure on manufacturers to bolster the supply chain.
Has to be sustainable, it has to be redundant, and we have to have recourse so that if it does fail, we know exactly what tools we're going to activate.
The group Angels for Change says it is also pushing drug manufacturers to find a sweet spot of developing a little more than what's needed that can be added into the supply chain, but to avoid a stockpile of treatments to prevent cost and medical waste.
It's long been seen as a preventative tool for cardiovascular disease, but in the past 5 years, recommendations on low-dose aspirin have changed. In 2019, the American College of Cardiology and the American Heart Association updated their guidelines to say that aspirin should be used infrequently to prevent a first heart attack or stroke for those with no history of cardiovascular disease. Now, a new study looks at daily aspirin use across the U.S. since that recommendation changed. They found that in 2021, about 1 in 3 patients 60 and older who did not have a history of heart disease were still taking aspirin every day for prevention. Based on that data, they project about 3 million of those people across the U.S. were taking it without medical advice.
If you have heart disease, oftentimes aspirin is required, and stopping aspirin without the doctor's advice is dangerous. But if you're taking aspirin in the absence of heart disease, it's something that no one's advised you to do, and you're 60 years or older, it's time to have a discussion. Disclose that to your doctor.
Well, there is more to come here on Live at 4. The third movie of the Quiet Place series hits theaters.
Will Loper breaks down the thriller next on the Loper Report.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
How much I weigh is nobody's business.
But Eric Hovde wants to make it his.
Eric Hovde thinks that if you're overweight, insurance companies should charge you more.
There should be consequences to those personal choices. Fine, you want to do that? Your health care is going to cost more.
How insulting is that?
Hovde would increase health care costs for 1 out of every 3 people in Wisconsin.
Eric Hovde, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Empire makes it so easy that you just don't need to shop around.
Real customers share their stories about Empire today.
Everything from the beginning to the end of the process was perfect. It only took 3 days from start to finish. Their installation was unbelievable. I am so glad that we chose Empire. Everything that we need to get it done and get it done right. The new flooring just changes your whole house.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Having a softball team come to Madison is very empowering. It's not just about the Mallards.
It feels more inclusive because we're always just watching men's sports.
We are strong. We are brave.
We are empowered.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
Solid core composite frame, triple pane windows.
From Scott the Window Guy at AHT Wisconsin Window.
I'm Scott the Window Guy from AHT Wisconsin Windows. Our solid core composite frame triple pane window is the most energy efficient window made for Wisconsin, no matter what the season.
Get free installation on any door or window purchase at scottthewindowguy.com.
Brothers Maine enjoys 4th of July festivities with family, friends, and fabulous kitchen and laundry deals. Our fireworks of savings on GE appliances and free delivery will make you ooh and ah. Feel like family at Brothers Maine.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Welcome back. A look at the third movie in the Quiet Place series.
And Kevin Costner sticks with his cowboy roots. Will Loper has more in today's Loper Report.
It's no surprise that Inside Out 2 won the box office once again this past weekend. But new movie A Quiet Place Day 1 also had a great weekend, making a whopping $53 million. But is it worth seeing? This is the third film in the Quiet Place franchise, which began in 2018 and was directed by and starred John Krasinski. The films tell the story of aliens who invade Earth and have a super strong sense of hearing. This prequel shows the first day of the invasion and stars Lupita Nyong'o as a woman trying to survive in New York City.
If we stay here, we die.
The film is as tense as ever, with characters trying to stay quiet around the aliens. Lupita shines in the lead role, and the film packs a surprising emotional punch. A Quiet Place Day 1 is absolutely worth seeing. See it in theaters now. Also opening this weekend to third place with just 11 million is Horizon: An American Saga Chapter 1.
You and I are standing guard in one of the last great open spaces. That looks like a promising place.
Kevin Costner directs and stars in the sprawling epic that follows multiple storylines in the Old West in this first of 4 chapters. At 3 hours long, the film can feel a bit too long, and some storylines work better than others. Still, if you like Westerns, there's plenty to enjoy to make Horizon worth seeing in theaters now. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
We talked enough.
I'd like to see both of those.
Yes, Quiet Place looks amazing.
It does. It's scary. I don't know. It's hard for me to do scary movies. Next at 4, we're following up on a developing story in case you missed the top of the newscast. 6 people were killed in a house fire in Juneau County.
We'll hear from neighbors following that disaster next on News 3 Now.
week it costs more to feed my family.
Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower. So he went right to work on handling the project. That's him going online researching bathtub and shower installers. And there he is, calling a few places to get an estimate. I think he's procrastinating.
Call 1-800-HANSONS for a new shower or bathtub you'll love. Installed in as little as 1 day.
It's okay. I called 1-800-HANSONS.
We custom fit your new bathtub or shower into your existing space for a fast, convenient, and hassle-free installation with any safety features your family needs. Safety bars, seats, and more with a no-leak guarantee.
Oh, hey, I'm going to call 1-800-HANSONS.
That's great, hon.
Get 60% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Here's to sweet summer days together in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment. Here's to supper club celebrations. And to a lifetime of memories. Here's to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder. And dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4. Moving forward.
Look at that nice shot of the Capitol today. A very pleasant summer day, but we are tracking heavy rain chances for tomorrow. That's the weather words. Alex is out on the patio with more on that. Alex?
Yeah, Armand, rain is on the way to southern Wisconsin. You wouldn't think that. I've said that many times when been out on the patio. It's always a nice day before an alert day, and it is a gorgeous day, although we do have thin, high cirrus clouds way, way high up in the sky. Those are clouds that are blowing out ahead of a weather system that's expected to bring us stormy conditions for the next 24 hours starting late tonight. Wee hours of your Tuesday morning will be the start time. A warm Wednesday is expected and dry, so if you're a Concerts on the Square fan, you'll like Wednesday, but those storm chances return Thursday and Friday. Won't be an all-day washout or on the 4th of July holiday, but storms will be around, and you want to be definitely tuning in to our latest forecasts. Calling for alert day conditions for overnight going into Tuesday night, and here's why. We've had flooding conditions, soils are saturated, any additional rain, and we're expecting heavy rainfall on Tuesday going into Tuesday night could cause acceleration of flooding, at least locally across southern Wisconsin. There rain's way to the west right now over central Iowa. It's going to stay over central and portions of northeastern Iowa during the nighttime tonight, but it will be working its way towards the east. Notice Future Track trying to get a few showers towards the Mississippi River as we head towards 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Beautiful conditions. 74 in Madison, 73 in Lone Rock, 74 to the north in Camp Douglas, and 72 to the south in Monroe. Here in the rest of Dane County, a lot of 74s, so even got a 75 and a 76 towards the southeast towards Stoughton over towards Edgerton. Coming up in Maine weather after a gorgeous night tonight, notice the rain shower chances by 4 o'clock. That's nothing compared to some of the heavy rainfall totals that we could be looking at by the time we get to Wednesday morning. Just how much? I have the answer in Maine weather.
All right, Alex, thank you. 6 people, 3 adults and 3 children are dead after a house fire in Juneau County.
The investigation is ongoing, but Maddie Heimsch has what we know now. Maddie?
Yeah, Susan, Armand, that fire occurred on Morrow's Mile Road in Necedah around 2:30 early Sunday morning. Deputies say the house was entirely engulfed in flames by the time first responders arrived. A neighbor tells us a large family was renting the house as an Airbnb. Several of those family members made it out of the home safely.
Because we heard the kids playing during the day, the day before. So that's a hard part, the kids.
According to the Juneau County Sheriff's Office, firefighters battled the fire for 3 hours and were on scene into the afternoon. They say the fire appears to be accidental in nature, but the investigation is still ongoing. Nisita community members organized meal delivery for the family on social media. The Salvation Army is also on scene providing assistance.
Maddie, thank you. The U.S. Supreme Court ended its term today with a landmark decision on presidential immunity. In a 6-3 opinion, the Supreme Court ruled earlier today that former presidents have absolute immunity from prosecution for official acts related to their core constitutional powers. But the court said there is no immunity for unofficial acts and gave some guidance on how lower courts can draw that line. Former President Donald Trump has repeatedly argued that he had absolute immunity. And a new poll shows that most Americans have negative views of the Supreme Court. In a poll released last week, only 16% of U.S. adults said they have a great deal of confidence in the High Court. 40% said they had hardly any confidence at all. When it comes to the court's handling of presidential power and immunity, 66% had little or no confidence in the court. On elections and voting, confidence dropped to 63%, which is similar to the number on abortion and gun policy. This poll came before today's ruling.
Light trading on Wall Street ahead of the 4th of July holiday. The Dow was up 50 points. The Nasdaq soared nearly 147. The S&P gained 14. And speaking of, today is the first day of July, which means America's holiday is not far away.
That's right. And with the 4th of July coming up, people have traditions they want to keep going. But for people that boat at Gilligan's Island, things may look a bit different after the iconic tree fell down this weekend.
Gilligan's Island has been a classic party spot for decades. I'm here at WISC Select to check in on the Gilligan's tree that fell this weekend to see if the 4th of July festivities are still on. Gilligan's Island is a small sandbar down the Yahara River. Despite its small size, sometimes hundreds of people anchor here to party and have fun on hot summer days. This tree was the landmark for Gilligan's, an iconic addition that allowed people to rope swing into the water. Now it's gone, and one rope swing regular saw the tree go down.
It was surreal. It was like, are you serious? This is really happening. And because now it's just not going to be the same. Now everything is pretty much underwater there. You know, there's not really an island as much anymore.
The remains of the tree was picked up on Monday by the Dane County Land and Water team. I just met some water and lake experts as they pulled through here with a big crane, and they said they're going to do their best to remove the tree today. Now, whether or not Gilligan's is still going to be the spot for the 4th of July, still to be determined. Reporting in Madison, I'm Meryl Hubbard, News 3 Now.
And if you do plan to keep the Gilligan's tradition going, it is advisable to look out for the rising water conditions and any tree branches that are left over. Well, next, the stage is set. We'll introduce you to the men and women gymnasts who will be representing the United States in the Olympics this year.
Very exciting, and it's a big annual payday for a former MLB star who hasn't played in decades. How much he's getting, that's next on Live at 4.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
Fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
It should have been stopped. That's neglect of duty. As a sheriff, it's awful to watch police officers getting attacked. That's not supporting this badge and this uniform. I have no desire to work with somebody who divides. That's not what America is, but I work with anybody who unites. That's why I'm with President Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
A beloved Magic Theater here in the Dells turns 25. Now we take you behind the scenes both inside the theater and the impact that it has on Wisconsin tourism.
The First Warn Weather Team knows that saturated soils and some localized flooding is ongoing in southern Wisconsin. At 5, we detail more heavy rain and isolated strong storms.
And ahead at 6, a tragedy in Necedah. 6 lives lost in a devastating house fire. We have the latest from the ongoing investigation tonight at 6. Welcome back. The Paris Olympics start in less than a month, and the U.S. gymnastics team is ready to go.
Yep, the final 5 men and women who will make up the Olympic team were selected over the weekend at Olympic trials in Minneapolis. Jamie Yukas has the highlights.
Superstar Simone Biles was an almost guaranteed lock for Paris even before the Olympic trials this weekend. But that didn't stop the already 4-time gold medalist from tumbling, twisting, spinning, and landing Team USA's top spot.
I'm still doing it. I'm still capable. So let's go.
She clinched the all-around title by more than 5 points. But it wasn't a perfect showing for Biles Sunday with a tough vault landing and missteps off the beam.
Sitting in first place after night 1.
Oh, hello.
2020 all-around gold medalist Suni Lee also struggled on beam, but had a near-perfect bar routine earlier in the night, securing her spot on the team as well.
I didn't think this was possible, so I'm so grateful, and all of these amazing ladies are absolutely incredible.
Biles and Lee will represent the U.S. later this month alongside 2020 Olympians Jade Carey and Jordan Childs.
Were you having fun?
I was definitely having fun. Despite my little fall on beam, I still was, vibing, doing everything that I could to make sure I was enjoying my time here.
And rounding out the final spot is first-timer Hesley Rivera, who's just 16 years old.
What went through your mind when you heard your name?
I was like screaming in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I made the team.
That final team was a surprise for many, though. After initial favorites, Kayla DiCello, Shalise Jones, and Sky Blakely were all injured before the final day.
It was just so devastating to see a couple of my friends get taken out of this huge competition, and my heart is with them.
The men also competed this weekend, with 20-year-old Frederick Richard clinching the top spot on the Olympic team.
Someone's earned it.
Last month, Richard praised the women who have led gymnastics for decades, but told me he hopes to bring more excitement around the men's team.
The men's side has been lacking in the performance at the Olympic level of bringing home those medals and having someone that dominates. That's what I'm looking to be.
Now all of Team USA has its mindset on one goal.
If we can just do what we do in training, then I think we're going to hit it out the ballpark.
Jamie.
Speaking of the Olympics, this teenage sprinting sensation is set to become the youngest ever U.S. male track Olympian. 16-year-old Quincy Wilson announced on social media that he will compete in the 4x400-meter relay at the Olympic Games in Paris. Wilson's selection comes after a brilliant debut at the Olympic trials, where he twice broke a 400-meter world record. The sprinter has quickly quickly established himself as one of the most promising rising stars in track and field.
Wow. Well, today is Bobby Bonilla Day. Bonilla hasn't played baseball in over 2 decades, but he's getting his annual paycheck of over $1 million from the New York Mets. You see, in 1999, the Mets wanted to get rid of Bonilla, but the team still owed him $6 million, and the Mets owner didn't want to hand over the remainder of the money outright. So Bonilla's agent made a deal that deferred the payments until 2011 with an 8% yearly interest rate. Well, that ballooned the $6 million to a $30 million payout. Bonilla has been collecting a $1.2 million check every July 1st since then, and it'll continue until 2035. Bonilla is also cashing in with the Baltimore Orioles. He's getting $500,000 each year until 2028.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'd love a contract like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, next at 4, Harvey Briggs and myself whip around town in an auto cycle.
See how fast 3 wheels can go. Look at you two in this Polaris slingshot. That's coming up next at 4.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
I was raised by my wonderful grandparents who took care of me when my mother was struggling with addiction. Later, when Nana got frail, I was privileged to help take care of her. I believe it's our duty to honor our elders. So I've worked hard in the Senate to protect Medicare and nursing home care from those who've tried relentlessly to cut benefits. The least we can do is help those who've helped us. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This July 4th is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Taking a spin right now, the Capitol in Denver, Colorado. Look at that, a warmer 82 degrees over there. Perfect weather for the Brewers to play there tonight.
Oh, very nice. Well, Harvey Briggs, of course, often shows us all of the new automobiles when he stops by. But have you ever seen an auto cycle?
I sure didn't. I went behind the wheel, or rather 3 wheels, to give the Polaris slingshot a spin.
I can do that there, not on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, this is obviously 3 wheels. It's not a traditional car. You don't have a roof on it.
Yeah, maybe not a year-round Wisconsin vehicle.
No, you're definitely putting this thing away from probably late October until the end of May, then bring it out again. It's similar to a motorcycle in terms of how you might use it. Very different, though, in terms of, I think, the people who will use it. Motorcyclists, you know, they're really traditionalists, and I find that they kind of look at these vehicles a little funny sometimes.
This is pretty stable, too. It must be due to that 3 wheels, like you said.
Exactly. You've got 3 wheels. This is a very wide stance up front. That rear tire is big and beefy, so it gives you good traction. Then you've got a really nice suspension setup in this. You've got a double wishbone suspension up front, which really helps keep the tires planted and stable in the corners. And the center of gravity on this is also very low. We're only 5 inches off the ground here. So not only does that help the handling, but it also makes this feel a little quicker because you're so low to the ground. It's almost like a go-kart. This is technically called an autocycle. 3 wheels, 2 seats, a steering wheel, a shift mechanism, it's a combination between a traditional car and a motorcycle, and it's just pure fun.
Very practical vehicle. This is not. How expensive of a toy is this?
Well, you can get the base Model S, which is about 175 horsepower, so a little less than this. Doesn't have a lot of the upmarket features like the touch screen, and that's about $21,000. This one here, this is the R model, which is the highest spec with a lot of options. Like we have heated and cooled seats in this. We have a 200 watt per channel stereo in this. Comes out to $39,000. So it's not a cheap toy.
You could buy a boat, you could buy a Mustang with that probably. But.
Well, and that's really what the competition for this is. It really is, what kind of activity do I want to participate in? And do I get a couple of quads? Do I get a boat? Those types of things. If you're thinking practically, you go, well, for $39,000, I could get a Mustang or I could get a Miata, but they're not going to offer you the same kind of thrills and open air motoring that this is with these low-cut sides and other things. It's just a different experience.
What's your favorite part about, you know, operating this vehicle compared to the other ones you normally get?
First of all, if you own a Slingshot, you have to be comfortable being the center of attention. Everywhere you go, people are going to stop and talk to you about your Slingshot. And then the other thing I like about it is I love how raw it is in terms of the feeling of how it drives. It takes me back, actually, to some of the sports cars I got to drive in the 70s and 80s, where they weren't all high-tech now the way everything else is. It's really a very visceral driving experience.
Did you have fun?
Oh my God, I felt like we were in the Batmobile. It was
looks
insane.
Like that. Yeah. How fast did you go? Like, how fast can it go?
So we did not, obviously we're in the residential areas, but the top speed of that is 125 miles per hour. I mean, 0 to 60 is about 5 seconds, so it got some pickup in there.
Now, you wore helmets just to be safe, but are you required to wear a helmet when you drive it?
So in the state of Wisconsin, I think he said you aren't required. However, the company requires you to wear one. So.
And then when you can't bring anything, there's no storage.
There is, no. There is actually, like, you turn around and, like, you open the seat and there's, like, a little cubby back there. That's about it. This is not a,
That's it.
Yeah, it's not a road trip car by any means.
And if it rains, there's no top of any kind.
No top of any kind.
So you got to watch the weather.
Exactly. You bring this out summer, end of the spring maybe, and then right when summer ends, you put it back in. So.
A very expensive toy, like you said. Exactly. We can all. I mean, would you get one if you had stupid money and money was no object?
You know, if money was no object, yeah, I'd get one.
You looked pretty good at it. You guys look pretty good at it.
Thank you. Yeah, me and Harvey, I think, rocked the helmets pretty well.
Yes,
so.
You did. You did. You can check out Rides and Drives, by the way, if you want more information on the Slingshot.
Definitely. And a cooler start to July, but we could see some storms later in the week. Alex Harrington, more in your forecast, Alex.
Yeah, Armand, we do have storms in the forecast. That vehicle probably not the best storm tracking vehicle, I would have to say as well. And certainly not when you got heavy rain on the way. We have strong storms in the forecast. Heavy rain as early as overnight today going on into Thursday for all of southern Wisconsin. Where is it? Well, we got to take a little trip off towards the west, over towards central and portions of northeastern Iowa. It's a good 140 miles away from Madison, but it is on its way. It will be moving quickly to the east. Future track showing a couple of showers lining up near the Mississippi River as we head towards 11, 12 o'clock. It's the wee hours, 3, 4 or so in the morning, that we'll see those showers and storms really start to increase across southern Wisconsin. We got 74 degrees here in Madison, 75 in the Dells, 74 in Boscobel, 72 in Monroe, and this is about 10 degrees cooler than where we should be for this time of year, so feeling refreshing. I wouldn't say it feels chilly. I was just out in the patio. It felt pretty good out there. 74 in Middleton, 75 in McFarland, and 73 in Belleville. Planning the rest of your night tonight, temperatures are going to be falling down through the 60s, and as we approach that 2, 3 o'clock hour, showers and thunderstorms north and west of a line, let's say from Viroqua to Richland Center to Camp Douglas. They advance towards the east quickly here. 6 o'clock in the morning, widespread showers and storms across all of southern Wisconsin. The main threat is heavy rainfall from these storms. We're not expecting widespread severe weather. Could get a brief break as we head towards the early to mid-afternoon hours. That may allow us to heat up enough to get a stronger storm or two on Tuesday. But the main threat, again, I want to underline, is heavy rainfall. Just look at the showers and storms lining up from Dodgeville to Madison, over towards Juneau and down towards Monroe, Janesville, and Beloit as we head towards tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. Repeat showers and thunderstorms. We call that training of storms. One storm and another storm and then another storm could drop some hefty amounts of water, which should end as we get into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. Widespread 1 to as much as 3 inches across southern Wisconsin. Again, narrow corridor, according to Future Track, lining up from southwest Wisconsin into south central Wisconsin. And this tiny area of concentrated, maybe 3-inch plus, could toggle north and south. So I don't want you to marry to this particular painting of rain. The main takeaway is widespread 1 to 3 inches, and somewhere there could be a narrow corridor of a little bit more. Would not be shocked to see some flood advisories and some flash flood warnings. The severe weather threat, the green, is a 1 out of 5. That's low. Gusty winds would be the main threat that we would experience if we do get a stronger storm or two. And again, I want to stress the threat of severe weather is low, largely because of the ongoing shower and storm activity on Tuesday. That flooding conditions, wet soil could be accelerated with this rainfall over the next 24 hours. And that's why we have alert day conditions for Tuesday, with more storm chances entering the forecast by the 4th of July, Thursday and Friday, and then again later into the weekend. We'll return in a couple moments.
With Sweeto Metal Roofing, you get quality metal roofs installed by the best in the business. A metal roof means no fading, no storm repairs, true sustainability, and lower energy bills.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Memories matter.
I think the biggest thing I got out of my service in Vietnam was a real sense of patriotism. I'm very proud of what I did. I fought for you, and I'd fight for you again.
This 4th of July, we remember, and we never forget those who sacrificed everything for our freedoms. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service, and we know that your memories matter.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Save big money with these hot deals at Menards. All prices after 11% rebate. 4 packs of Frosty Soda are just $2.49. 3 by 5 foot American flags only $6.99. Hardwood firewood bundles are just $3.55. Interlock edgers or classic patio blocks only 99 cents. These hot deals won't last long. Hurry in before time runs out. Sign up for Menards emails to get more hot deals, plus the weekly flyer right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
A beloved Magic Theater here in the Dells turns 25. Now we take you behind the scenes both inside the theater and the impact that it has on Wisconsin tourism.
Discover the spellbinding journey and what's next for this legendary entertainment destination.
when severe weather swept through southern Wisconsin.
This is a tornado emergency,
including multiple destructive tornadoes. Our team delivered the information to help you be prepared and stay safe before, during, and after the storms. Trust News 3 Now, First Warn Weather.
Well, take a look at this. Scientists in Japan say they have successfully made a robot face covered in human-like skin smile. Ooh, and not everyone is happy about it. The scientists are calling the new study published in the journal Cell Reports Physical Science a breakthrough after successfully growing artificial skin using living cells in a lab. They connected it to a human ligament-like system to anchor the skin to the robot's surface. The internet responded with comments ranging from strangely cute to burn it.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Yes.
And meanwhile, if you see your mailman today, someone you could actually smile at, or any postal carrier, be sure to thank them for all they do, because it's National Postal Worker Day. Whether they deliver, sort, or keep things organized, July 1st is their day. These men and women work diligently and consistently through heat, rain, sleet, and blizzards, and they do it 6 to 7 days a week. We'll be right back.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today, a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
We're a family-owned farm. With all the deliveries we make to stores and restaurants, when gas prices go up, we get hit pretty hard. We all know these big oil companies make huge profits off us. And I just think, how many guys like me do they have to screw over to make money? When I heard about President Biden's plan to crack down on big oil companies, I thought, okay, thank God. Because it's about damn time big oil companies started paying their fair share.
Squeaky, creaky, leaky entry doors from big box stores should be ignored. Scott the window guy does entry doors. He can do yours and so much more.
We do entry doors at scottthewindowguy.com.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
That'll do it for our Monday edition of Live at 4. Armand's in the newsroom with what to expect in our coverage moving forward. Armand?
Tomorrow on Live at 4 with the 4th and Amazon Prime Days coming up, Consumer Reports has the best buys for July. And Next at 5 will highlight some of the new renovations coming to the Beloit School District. Thanks for watching Live at 4. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.